What's up, guys? I'm Shaden.
And I'm Dani. Welcome to For the Fans.
A music podcast by the fans.
For the fans.
Dude, did we just tell it twice in a row? Alright, I'll start off. So, my main trade is as a music manager and just working general behind the scenes stuff in music, right? Manage artists for 5 years, tour manage, do gigs, help artists with content creation and general music activities.
Hey, and you do Lunch Bar on the side?
And I do Lunch Bar.
Tell us about Lunch Bar.
Lunch Bar is something me and producer Will, behind the cameras, started up together as a way to showcase like emerging artists as well in New Zealand, because we found there wasn't a lot of great media in the country that were showcasing enough artists, doing it consistently and doing it well. Mm-hmm. It would always be like people do really cool content, but then it wouldn't be like all the time, wouldn't be consistent, or they would focus on the larger acts and kind of leaving out the people who maybe didn't have the connections or didn't have the money to kind of pay for all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, nice.
And it's not purely New Zealand acts. Obviously, we want to make sure we are also getting overseas acts, which we've done already, and just people that we enjoy and that we listen to as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love that.
What about you? So what do you do?
So I'm Dani. I, by day, actually am an event producer, but I just absolutely love music, which is why we're here today, right?
Yeah.
I've kind of always loved music, and I guess I've wanted to do something within the space for a long time. Mm-hmm. Couldn't quite put my finger on how to do it or what to do. And I used to literally come home every day and just talk music to my husband, my friends, my family. It's all we'd ever talk about. All the people around me and really close to me were kind of starting to say, Dani, why don't you just broadcast this? Just talk online, basically, about the stuff that you're talking about, because there's other people out there who have the same interests as you and who actually want to hear what you want to say. Me and Will being two of them. Right, yes. And I think that was a pretty, I know it sounds like a real easy thing to just come to terms with, but it took me a long time to think that people actually cared about what I had to say. So it's been a year now, actually. I started a little Dani Lyons music TikTok. I started on TikTok. I went on to Instagram, just a little online community where I basically just talk about music 24/7. For the people who don't know, she leaked the Fred Again stuff back when Fred Again came to New Zealand, and she got into trouble for that. Oops, I did get into a little bit of trouble with that one, but hey. But we will get into this whole story, I think, today, because it's a real cool story. But when we caught up, I kind of said unofficially that my content that I put online is for the fans. Yeah. I'm here to bring music content to the fans of New Zealand and Australia, or wherever people are listening, because I kind of feel I don't know if everyone agrees, but I kind of feel the music industry's been gatekept for quite a while here. And I'm not about that life, and I want everyone to be have access to the stuff that they like. But the cool thing about when we actually caught up and started talking to one another is that I kind of unofficially said my stuff was for the fans, and you said your stuff was for the artist, and we were like, God damn, that's a pretty cool combination when you put the two of us together, right? So and then this was kind of born, so here we are.
This has been only a couple months in the making. We where did we meet? At Travis Scott.
Where did we meet?
We met at Travis Scott last year.
I feel it's kind of a meet cute, eh? Can we say that?
Can we?
Yeah, I reckon. I think our meeting is a bit of a meet cute.
What is that? What's a meet
cute? It's something, it's a term that lives online about how when you meet someone, usually it's in a romantic sense, and you meet someone and it's you've got a cool story behind it. There's it's basically you've met them in real life, not online or on a platform or something, because it's quite hard to meet people in real life these days. But I feel we had a meet cute. You can tell the story.
I can tell the story. Well, Will can tell the story a bit better, probably. So me and Will were fans of your content already, and I think we were talking about your content that day before the Travis Scott concert, actually. And I think we were doing Lunch Bar content, interviewing people who were at the show, and then I think Will was just like, "Yo, this Dani," and then he was like, "Should we interview her?" And I was like, "Yeah." So it was like, I'm going to interview the person who's interviewing other people as well. And he just pointed at you. It was like, come here. And then you came. And then I interviewed you.
I know. That was sick. I was like
me.
in the crowd and you're like, hey, Dani, we want to interview the interviewer. And I like when you were saying, hey, Dani, I thought I'd done something wrong. I was like, oh, shit, I'm in trouble.
These two random guys hate me.
Yeah. I was also like low-key shitting myself because I was just there on my own accord doing random like TikTok interviews, and it was the first thing I'd ever done like that.
Yeah.
So I was real hyper aware of my like environment and scenario, and then you're like, hey, Dani. I was like, oh no, what have I done? I'm sorry. But yeah, that was pretty cool.
Oh, shout out Travis Scott, I guess.
Shout out Travis Scott.
I guess Travis Scott, in a way, started this podcast.
It's true.
Because without that gig, we probably wouldn't have met.
We owe it all to Travis Scott.
We might have at some point. We kind of like are in the same sort of lanes, but maybe it'll be further down the line and we wouldn't have a podcast right now.
It's true. That's very true.
Yeah, and then we went out for coffee that same week.
And then we went out for coffee. Yeah, I know. I feel like you messaged the next day being like, bro, because we had a good conversation. Yeah. 4 of us, my husband Ollie was with me, so we were all hanging out at Travis Scott for a little bit, and then we got separated when the show started today. And then you messaged the next day saying like, hey, that was epic, so nice to meet you. We should like catch up for coffee one day. And I think I was pretty much like...
It was like the next day, maybe.
Are you free tomorrow? Yeah. I was like, should we do this? Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And it was just like a way just to like meet up, I guess, and just talk about music stuff and what we do. And then we both were like, oh, we both want to start a podcast. I
know. And I feel like we were sitting at that cafe and I don't know how, like we'd literally known each other for like an hour.
Yeah.
And we lasted like 3.5 hours, I swear, at that cafe. I was like, oh my, I got to go home. But yeah, that was real cool. That was really nice.
That's how you know a good podcast, because we can talk for a long time.
It's true. It's very true.
Yeah, I guess that's to the people.
That's the background.
That's the background of how we met.
How we are here right now.
Yeah, I think the good thing about this podcast is although we have overlapping interests in like genres, I feel like I am very much by trade, in my heart, an R&B and hip hop guy.
Yes.
And I feel like you are very much like a pop girly.
I'm definitely a pop girly. Although in saying that, like my favorite ever band is, I mean, it's still kind of pop punk, but I love like a punk rock situation as well. So
who's your favorite band?
A Day to Remember.
Oh, and they're coming to New Zealand.
They're coming to New Zealand. Yeah, it's very
no free promo. Cut that out. No free promo. Cut that. Cut that.
Yeah, nah, it's pretty exciting. Actually, I wonder, we should, like, speaking of Day to Remember, I don't know if the camera can get this far, but I've got some like A Day to Remember merch here, some homesick little wristbands. Literally have had these for about 10 years. What are your thoughts
on our backdrop?
Yeah.
All these things.
We put a lot of love into this. There's a lot of thought.
Yeah.
I feel
so much thought was put into this.
I feel like if we talk about this, it could literally be like the whole episode. But we could cover a couple of pieces, right?
Yeah.
Because we got some cool stuff going on here. This is a favorite of all 3 of us, basically. The Drake v Kendrick lanyards right next to each other.
Of course, had to be right next to each other. Of course.
We've got a couple of little New Zealand situations here. Lots of international.
Yeah.
This hoe button. Still trying to figure out how this is going to feature in the episodes, but this was Tuxedo, Mayor Hawthorne's little duet group situation. They played at Explore Festival and they threw it out. They use it in their music. It's really cool. If you listen for it, you can hear them use the hoe in their music. It's pretty cool. But they threw it out into the crowd and I caught it.
And that was it.
Shout out Explore Festival as well. They are like the ghost of New Zealand festivals.
Explore.
In my opinion, little Explore lanyard there as well. Yeah, there's quite a lot to cover.
A lot of these lanyards are actually Dani's and Dani's husband's. I have like 3 up here. This one, MY, where we recorded with her.
But all of the posters are yours.
All the posters are mine.
Yeah.
So you can tell me how much of an elite music taste I have. Thank you very much. Kehlani, obviously one of my favorite artists. Rihanna.
I like how you cannot actually see her top half.
That's not on purpose.
I don't know.
Wait, no. It's not like that. It's not like that.
This here, I don't want to divulge the conversation too much, but this was my bucket list show. Like if anyone ever asked who one artist you want to see all time live, it was Blink-182. But really? I also think that comes a lot from the fact that Travis Barker didn't fly.
Yeah.
And I just never thought that they would come to New Zealand. So, you know,
when he doesn't fly at all.
Do you not know the story?
Oh, I don't think
Shaden. Okay. Right. Here's your first bit of education.
living under a rock?
Travis Barker, I was about to say Travis Scott for a second, wrong Travis. Travis Barker was in a plane crash. Yeah.
Whoa.
And other people died in the plane crash, and he had to jump out of a burning plane.
What the? Wait, what?
Yeah.
Is this real?
Yeah, this is real. It was literally like the plane was on fire. He jumped out the window to get himself out, but he jumped basically into pure rocket fuel, which caught on fire, and he sustained burns to like 90% of his body. That's also why he's so covered in tattoos. But
how did I not know?
He had like
this?
skin graft after skin graft after skin graft, like insane.
That's
But he's like lucky to be alive kind of territory, which is pretty crazy. Because of that, he didn't fly for ages, and the only way that he would get around, or Blink would get around for ages, was by boat. And I remember that there were a couple of promoters here in New Zealand who wanted to bring them over, but you had to pay basically boat fees. Because for days on end, it takes days to get from the US to New Zealand, and no one could afford that. So yeah, I literally didn't think that I was ever going to get to see Blink live. And then I saw them because, shout out Kourtney Kardashian, he started dating Kourtney.
So what,
I'm actually serious. That's
what involvement does she have in this?
She I don't know, somehow got him over his fear of flying.
Oh.
I don't know how. I don't know what they do in their spare time, but something cured him.
Today, we are talking about live music, right? And festivals.
Yeah.
And if they are dead/dying.
Yeah.
Because I think this is being discoursed for a very long time within people who are involved in the music community, but even maybe just punters and people who enjoy live music and festivals. So do you have any initial thoughts on that kind of stuff? Being Dani Lyons music?
It's an interesting one, eh? I think particularly here in New Zealand, we feel it a lot more than the rest of the world. I think we're so far away, so there's a lot of artists, and this became even more so prominent, I would say, in 2024. We had a lot of artists skip our shores and just decide not to come here.
Taylor Swift, Billie Eilish.
Taylor Swift, yeah, shout out. Where is it? Yeah.
But
Shaden's real dark about the fact that I put Taylor Swift on the board, but I had to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah,
I think
Billie Eilish. Yeah.
Taylor Swift not coming was even though I'm low key a Taylor Swift hater, you know, you can appreciate the fact that she would bring so many people.
Oh yeah.
To Auckland and just to New Zealand in general.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because what she did, me and Will were talking about this yesterday. And what she did, what was the arena she did in Melbourne? The cricket ground, Melbourne Cricket Ground.
MCG, yeah.
Which is 100,000 people.
That's huge, eh?
And she sold out,
Three nights.
300,000 people, bro. You're joking.
It's wild. I went to Melbourne for the Taylor Swift concert, and even like the whole city got behind it, which is crazy. Even like driving in when you leave the airport, and there's this massive like digital billboard saying Melbourne welcomes Swifties. Like, it's wild. Everyone just turned. All the shops have like Taylor Swift.
Auckland could never.
Yeah,
Auckland could and would never do that.
I know. I don't know. In like the last, it's a very short period of time, in the last like couple of months, I feel like things are slowly coming back to normal. I don't know. I feel like people are coming back to New Zealand. Yeah.
People are, but people aren't buying tickets though.
I know. And that's the whole other side of it. Like, things are just at an all-time high.
Yeah, because if you look at Luke Combs, which was 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
2 Eden Park shows, and no hate to Luke Combs at all.
No.
I don't think he's a 2-show at Eden Park.
I don't think so either.
He's a 1-show Eden Park, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Or like a 2-night, maybe 3-night at Spark.
Yes.
If I had to put my foot on that, because the Saturday show looked really cool.
Yeah.
But the Friday show looked pretty dead.
Oh, and
apparently, I can't remember who told me this, but they took everyone who bought tickets and put them on the ground, even if you're in the stands.
To fill it up. Well, in like snaps and stuff, it looked pretty empty. There were no one in the stands, so that makes sense. And they kept doing, I mean, they did this with Travis Scott as well, right? The one that we both went to. They advertised it as sold out, which kind of has to be a marketing ploy, right?
Yeah. But surely that's a bad marketing ploy, because if it's sold out, no one's going to buy tickets because it's sold out.
I know, but it generates hype. And then they do a last minute release and you go, oh, I missed out. I've got to get in real quick.
Guess. But if I saw it sold out, I'd be like, okay, cool. I'm just not going to look at tickets because I can't get anything.
Yeah, it's true. I guess
that's going to be a crazy marketing play, saying something's sold out when it's not. Because then if no one buys tickets and you see photos, it's like this wasn't sold out.
Well, they did it for Travis Scott, and they literally had it plastered like outside in
Yeah.
park, sold out in
Yeah.
massive letters. But then they released like $30 tickets
Yeah.
the day before, and they
And
did
you
the
could
same
buy
thing with
tickets
Luke Combs.
the day of the show.
Yeah.
Because me and Will went to the early merch.
Yeah.
So we can buy merch.
Yeah,
And all the billboards around Eden Park said sold out.
that's wild.
But then on the day of the show, you could buy, what was it, $60 tickets, $50 tickets?
yeah,
For the stands? Maybe even cheaper. I can't even
yeah, I
remember.
think it was $60.
But like,
I know.
it's not sold out.
I know.
This is lies.
It is pretty wild, eh? And this might be getting into a whole other territory that I don't know anything about. But I also, like, you've got to wonder whether that is maybe even written into some of the artist contracts.
Maybe.
That their show has to appear sold
has
out.
to sell out.
Yeah.
I don't know. That would be a strange thing. I get it for like branding and like
Yeah.
for artist image, but like you can just tell because it's gonna go online. People will
Yeah.
post it on TikTok,
Yeah.
even if it's like 80% sold out. People are like, oh, it's so dead in here. Like no one's
Yeah,
here.
true.
Even though it was pretty packed at Travis. I
don't
think.
know though. I mean, think about the fact that we're literally here talking about it right now.
Yeah, yeah, true. True.
It did something for his image, right?
It did, but like I don't know if it's a good thing for his image.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know what
Pretending
they
to have a
say.
sold out show.
All publicity is good publicity. I actually don't believe
I
that.
don't
but
believe that at all either.
yeah, I think there's definitely such
There's
thing
definitely
as
a
bad
line.
publicity.
Yeah, but speaking of Eden Park, recently it was announced that they're getting 12 shows a year now.
Yes.
From what was it,
Yes.
8?
From 6.
From 6.
So for those who haven't kind of kept up with it, Eden Park had a 6 concert per year limit.
Yeah.
And
And 6 shows for like 4 artists.
yeah,
Something real random like
something
that?
like that. And
Yeah.
now it's 12 shows for 6 artists. So
Maybe that was why Luke Combs had to do 2 nights then.
potentially, I mean, he could have just done the one night.
Yeah, but then artists online might have had to do 3.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Anyway. But it's good. Eden Park getting 12 shows a year is a good thing,
That's
I think.
huge.
It would encourage bigger artists to come to New Zealand. You would hope.
Yeah, I know. Fingers
Taylor
crossed.
Swift,
Yeah.
Billie Eilish. They didn't get here, but you know, it is what it is.
Olivia Rodrigo, that was another one that is doing massive tours overseas.
Yeah,
and
wasn't
sketch
she
here.
opening for...
Benny was opening for her.
Benny was opening for
Yeah,
her. But wasn't
yeah.
she recently in Australia opening for someone else? I could be completely... But yeah, on that note, me and Will were talking about this last night as well. Me and Will talk about music a lot. But realistically, how many artists do you think could actually sell out an Eden Park show?
Oh, what's the capacity? Is it
50,000.
50? Yeah.
50,000. In New Zealand?
Yeah.
Because I think it's less than 10.
Less than 10 artists.
Less than 10 artists
Worldwide.
would come by themselves and sell it out.
Ooh.
Because Ed Sheeran did one, right?
Yeah. Did he sell it up?
I think so. He did 2 nights. I don't know if he sold out both nights, but he definitely would have sold out 1. Travis Scott came. Pink sold out 2?
2 or 3?
2 or 3. I can't remember.
Yeah,
3
I think it was
maybe.
3.
Coldplay did 3.
Well,
or
that's
2.
like 4 artists already, though.
But yeah, there's 4 artists. But like, how many more?
Taylor Swift,
Yeah, for sure.
Billie Eilish, I reckon.
Yeah. Beyonce. Oh,
Yeah.
you're on
Yeah,
the fence
no,
about Beyonce?
no. No,
I was about
Beyonce,
to
no,
say.
my brain was whirring. I was thinking I could potentially even throw Foo Fighters in there, but not anymore.
I don't know,
Not anymore.
bro.
Nah, I've changed my mind.
Know.
Because they have done Mount Smart for the last wee while,
But
right?
Mount Smart's only 30.
Yeah. I don't feel like it's
You're
not
almost
far
doubling.
off, though. And especially
'Cause
after
Red Chili
Dave has
Peppers-
been a naughty boy.
True,
There's, I
But
reckon.
Chili Peppers and Post Malone did
True.
Mount Smart,
True.
and that didn't sell out.
Can I share something I've actually never told anyone this?
Oh, go on.
Apart from my friends. When you said Chili Peppers and Post Malone. So I went to that show. I
Yeah.
was really excited. I thought for like a very long period of time after I'd purchased tickets that Post Malone was going to be singing with the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Like he
What?
was gonna make, like a duet kind of vibe. Like he was going to be singing.
That would have been cool.
With
though.
the Chili Peppers, yeah.
That would've been cool.
Because that's how they advertised it. And then I told
Well-
someone like at the show, I was like, "Oh, Post is opening for Chili Peppers." They're like, "Yeah, what did you think?"
That's actually why that your first initial thought was Post Malone would be on stage with them singing alongside, rather than
Yeah.
opening though.
Yeah, because I didn't think that Post was like opening level for the Chili's. I thought that they were both pretty same level as each other.
But I guess Post Malone's kind of going into like his rock phase, or has
Yeah.
been for a few years.
He's on country now, isn't he?
Is he?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's
all
got
over
country
the spot.
vibes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, fun fact.
In-
Sorry. I took that in a weird place.
Eden Park though.
Eden Park.
How many people?
I don't know. It's a hard one.
I still believe it's less than 10. If it's an
you might be
individual
right.
person.
Also, I reckon there's heaps of like BTS. There's heaps of bands like
Do
that
you
that
think
could
BTS
sell it
has
out.
a big enough fan base in New Zealand
I think
to sell
they
it out?
do.
I
think
don't know.
I think a couple of those.
They got a big fan base, but I don't know if it's an Eden Park fan base.
I don't know. Yeah, there's a K-pop show that sold out Spark like very, very, very
Spark is
quickly.
only 12,000 though.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Yeah, it's hard. Okay.
'Cause
Who are your artists then? What do you reckon?
See, my thing is, I think you'd need to do a dual headliner
Yeah.
of two bigger artists.
Like Post Malone and Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Well, my first one was SZA and Kendrick because they're doing the Super Bowl together.
Yeah.
SZA sold out 3 Spark shows, and Kendrick last time I think was 2.
Did SZA do 3?
She did 3,
didn't
bro.
she?
She did 3.
And that production is deserving of
Yeah,
an Eden Park show.
and so that's what 30,000 people,
true,
even if they all didn't sell out.
Okay.
So if she and Kendrick did it together,
Yeah.
I think they could do sold out at least one night Eden Park because they would also
Yeah.
bring different demographics with them.
That's true. That's so true.
So you'd still get like, I like guys and girls both love SZA and Kendrick, of course, but I think more dudes happen to like Kendrick and more chicks might happen to like SZA.
Ooh, hot take.
That is a hot take, but I don't know if it's a hot take. But you know, like combined, they would have a diverse enough audience to fill 50,000 in New Zealand.
Yeah. I think you're probably right. I mean, if SZA did 3 at Spark, you're right. SZA, she's growing so massively as well. And I honestly would say, I reckon it's thanks to TikTok. Like, she's massive on that platform.
Yeah, that last album was huge as well.
Yeah, it was massive. Did you know I saw SZA? I'm pretty sure it was only 2018. Like, it wasn't that long ago. She played at Logan Campbell. It was tiny, yeah.
Logan Campbell doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah, I know, R.I.P. That was such a good venue. I am inclined to say that any small venue is a good venue. Like, any venue that I can be super close to the stage, good venue.
King's Arms was a good venue.
King's Arms was an awesome venue.
That was still around early days of me being able to go to concerts.
Yeah.
You went to a King's Arms?
Yeah. One. I can't remember who it was. I went with a friend. And she was just like, oh, let's go to this gig. I was like, okay. I can't remember who it was.
Do you know who I saw at the King's Arms? Odessa.
Odessa?
Yeah, crazy, yeah.
Oh my god.
That was actually...
about Odessa in such a long time.
Odessa, this is a story for another time if anyone's interested in hearing it, but Odessa that concert was my first date with my husband. He took me to Odessa, yeah. And then Say My Name, Odessa, we walked back down the aisle to it after we got married.
No way. That is a sick story.
That's a cool little Easter egg, yeah.
Because you also met your husband at Rhythm and Vibe.
I did. I feel like that, if I may say so myself, that is actually a bit of a meet cute.
I feel like you guys should get free R&B tickets for the rest of your life.
I think we should too. I actually think we should too.
Guys,
yeah, if you're listening, hook
her
us up. Back to Eden Park.
Yeah.
Who do you reckon could sell it out?
See, I don't know, bro. Eminem maybe.
I was gonna say that.
Eminem maybe, because he did. What did you do last time he came?
Last time he played a show in Wellington because I was gonna go.
Yeah, he did that real random show.
Yeah, real random.
But it
and
was
I didn't go and I regret it.
What is it?
Rapture.
Western Springs.
Rapture, Western Springs.
He did Western Springs. I went to that show.
But he had Kendrick and
Kendrick didn't come.
Oh yeah, that's right. Kendrick.
And then it was supposed to be Tyler the Creator. He didn't come because they didn't live in the country.
Right.
But there was that time in his life where he was like banned from coming in.
Yes, that's right.
So there was, I remember, but J. Cole opened still. David Dallas. 360 from Australia, if anyone remembers 360.
Action Bronson, that's right. That's
Action Bronson also did as well.
Yeah.
But I remember being there, just there was like an hour, just nothing.
Yeah, you're right.
It was supposed to be Kendrick or Tyler. It was just nothing. I was like, dude, what the heck?
Was like the biggest fangirl of Eminem when I was younger. I mean, I still love him.
I can tell.
What about this says Eminem?
A lot.
Yeah, I loved him. Do you know, this is like kind of a heavy thing to say, but I used to say that if you ever needed to wake me up from a coma, play an Eminem song, and my brain would just snap into like having to sing along. I actually probably still kind of think that.
I don't know if I would have said that in the public eye, also while being recorded. Either way,
I'm just like letting
even now.
Everyone,
What about his stuff from his new album? You would have been like, oh wow, yes.
No, not from the new album. Not from the new album. Strictly old style Eminem.
Yes, but anyway, Eminem.
Spacebound. That song.
Spacebound.
Yeah, Spacebound.
I don't even remember.
I'm not gonna
Just
sing
sing
it.
it.
You can look it up.
Eminem, maybe Eden Park, but
Yeah.
I think the way to sell out an Eden Park show is to do a dual headliner.
Yeah.
Because I don't think there's many people who can sell out 50,000.
Yeah, I reckon you're onto something. Yeah, it kind of also, it's probably more fitting with the way that people actually want to attend festivals and concerts and stuff these days, right? Like, I read this really interesting quote, actually, I've got it on my phone. It says, people no longer go into a store and ask, have you got? They either expect it to be there due to checking prior to a shopping trip, or the perceived risk of it not being in stock has already made them default to online shopping. As people's times have become increasingly valuable and consumption has become laser focused, nobody has the time to risk leaving a shopping mall empty-handed. The same kind of applies to like festivals and concerts, right?
Yeah.
Like, particularly when you're paying a premium, you want to make sure that you're going to have an epic experience. Like, and it's kind of, I guess, slowly killing real homegrown, like underground music scenes here as well, because people are going to pay the massive prices, but only if they are a super fan of that artist. So,
I mean, I'm guilty of that.
yeah. Yeah.
You know, I won't go to a festival unless there's at least 3 people. I'm like, okay, cool, I need to see that person.
Exactly. But also, like, it's kind of fair that you feel that way because things are so inflated price-wise.
Yeah.
Like, it is, you've basically got to, like,
It's at least $1,000.
take a mortgage out to get a bloody festival ticket these days. It's insane. Insane.
I mean, cost of living also doesn't help with that.
No.
And especially if you don't live in Auckland, because a lot of the concerts and festivals are just in Auckland. If you're, like, traveling from Christchurch, you got to buy flights, accommodation, take time off work, and pay for the ticket, pay for food, pay for travel, like Ubers and whatnot.
Yeah.
It could easily be over like $1.5 to $2,000.
Yeah.
Just for a weekend.
Yeah. That's very,
so
very,
I
very,
get
very
it. If
true.
you're not like a mega fan of the artist, then
yeah,
why would you spend $2,000? And if you want to buy merch, it's probably another $50, maybe $100, depending on what you want.
And thanks to artists like Fred again, we now kind of have this real hype culture and quick release situation playing into it as well. So like, it's not super uncommon for shows to be announced and they are happening within that month.
Yeah,
there's no lead time,
which is so crazy.
People can't save. It's crazy. You can't plan. I'm such a planner too. I'm like, I need to know exactly where I'm going to be every day. Let
me know months and months in advance, please. But then I will still buy a ticket at the last minute.
Yeah,
because that's just what people do in New Zealand.
It's so funny. We're quite different there. Like, FOMO is way too real for me. Like,
really?
I could never leave it ticket buying to the last day.
Like,
I'm like a promoter's dream, eh?
Well, as someone who, like, you do shows as well, right? As someone who's, like, done tours and shows and just witnessed the fact that people will wait until the very last day to buy a ticket.
Yeah.
Bro, like, my blood pressure goes straight out of my head.
I know.
It's just, like,
I know.
As someone who has to promote and organize, it's just, like, having that uncertainty about whether or not people are actually going to come or not.
For sure.
Is too stressful.
Yeah. You cannot plan.
No.
I mean, we just saw it here firsthand in New Zealand. There was a pretty awesome like rock festival that was supposed to be happening in 2 weeks' time.
Was it the Alien Ant Farm one?
Yeah, and they had to pull the pin because they didn't get the ticket sales that they wanted.
Yeah.
But it's because of, and like after they announce, we're so sorry, we can't go ahead with this. Like, we just can't do it financially. Everyone's like, oh, I was going to go to that. Like, I was going to pay tickets last minute, but that's not helping.
No, like, I mean, I guess I'm also part of the problem. but please, like, I guess, like, if you want festivals and gigs to keep happening, you have to show the support.
Yeah, you do.
You have to buy tickets early. You have to, I don't know what else you can really do, but, like, show your friends and all this kind of stuff. Because otherwise, it's just, no one's going to keep going around. Like, you're already seeing Nest Fest as well.
Yes.
I don't know if they just hiatus or if they're just not doing it again.
I think it's coming back.
Explore.
Yeah.
Had to take
Explore is coming back, but they
off.
took a year off. Yeah, exactly.
I also heard from someone, I also can't remember who told me this, that only 3 festivals in 2023 made profit.
Oh, wow.
In New Zealand.
Oh, wow.
And it's not any of the big ones.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think Electric Ave was one of them, which is why I think they went all out.
They went ham this year, eh?
Doing the 2 days with
FOMO.
I really know that. But, like, at the same time, they curated such a perfect lineup. I think
they did. It's amazing.
Yeah, especially doing the exclusive show sets
Yeah.
from certain people.
I know.
They're
It's so cool.
paying over the moon
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah. Yes.
But I heard
yes.
over 6 figures for certain artists.
Whew.
But, you know, that's kind of what you got to have to pay. You have to pay the premium to
Yeah.
get them because they're going to be losing out on other money from other shows they could have potentially done.
Totally.
But I think that might be like the future of how festivals do it. They would have seen all the hype Electric Ave had.
Yeah.
And, I mean, their site crashed and they sold out pretty quickly.
For sure.
Because if you want to see Chasing Status, you have to go to Electric Ave.
Yeah.
If you want to see
Yeah.
Empire of the Sun, I think they're exclusive. You have to go
The
to
Kooks.
Electric Ave, the Kooks,
So cool.
Kurungbin.
Yeah. Yes.
Who else? The Prodigy.
Sick. Yeah, the Prodigy.
Like, you have to go there, and that's so smart. Because if you're paying over the odds for the artist, but you'll make that money back because
Yeah,
people
so true.
want to see them, especially in New Zealand.
So true. I also think, talking about kind of festivals making money, I think it is a bit of a common misconception that because ticket prices are so high, festivals and promoters are creaming it. That's actually not the case.
I mean, you just heard
as,
three
as
festivals
you just said,
make
yeah,
profit.
a lot of people lose money on it.
Yeah,
a lot of people.
Especially because, and I get it. I want to see big artists come to the country
For sure.
and you're gonna have to pay a premium to get them to travel minimum 12 hours
Totally.
to get here, and they would want to do Australia as well because they're not just coming to do a one-off New Zealand show.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, because you're gonna have to pay flights, accommodation. They're gonna want maybe private, probably first class. Their tour party's probably gonna be like 20 people.
Totally.
If you're bringing over, like, you know, like a band, you got to pay for all them and their tour managers and their own production crew and everything. And it's
exactly.
I think, like, but honestly, I can't remember who said this. Maybe it was the guys who did the Fisher show recently. They were saying minimum they paid for production, not even Fisher, was like $3 million.
Yeah.
Or something like that. And that's just like staging, fencing, lights.
Insane, eh?
Which is crazy.
That was going to be my next kind of point to this whole thing, is that particularly here in New Zealand, it is insanely expensive for just like your basic prod requirements. Like, I remember listening to this promoters panel a couple of years ago at an event that we had here called Eventing the Future, and they were just saying how simple things like a backline or like literally a speaker stack is twice the price as it is in New Zealand. And that's why a lot of people and a lot of artists aren't actually, as it is in Australia, that's why a lot of artists aren't playing here. It's just people can't afford to put these shows on, and our gear here is so expensive, and something needs to change. And our venue hire, wild. Like, it's just things are so expensive.
Yeah, because I heard it's at least $1 million to book Spark.
That's crazy.
Because you also have maybe that's just you have to have like that much in insurance claim, or like whatever it is. But like, and I get it. Like, it's a big venue. Only big artists are gonna book it. Yeah. And you have to be certain that they can afford if anything goes wrong or like. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I heard, $1 million.
That might be completely wrong. So if anyone knows the actual figure, let us know.
I could be lying out of my teeth right now.
We'll come back to you.
This is just things I've heard from other people who have like done a show at Spark before. Like,
I have another quote. Okay, here we which kind of ties into this whole thing. I know, me and my quotes. Love them. So this I read in an article last year, and it really stuck with me. So this is from a production director in the UK. She said, budgets have grown exponentially since COVID-19. The toilet hire for a festival in 2021 in the UK was £28,000. Then for the exact same amount of kit in 2024, 3 years later, we were initially quoted £54,000.
So it doubled.
Yeah, literally. And then contrast that with the average ticket prices rising by only 17% from 2024 to present.
Interesting.
Yeah. That discrepancy is massive.
Yeah.
And
why do you reckon that is? Is it like demand?
Yeah. I don't know. I guess maybe COVID shut a lot of businesses down as well. So maybe there are, instead of 3 companies who offer portaloos, there's actually only one company now. So there's a monopoly.
And I'm sure that it really affected a lot of the festivals too, because they would have pumped millions and millions of dollars into all these festivals just to have to cancel or postpone.
Yeah.
And I don't know if all the insurance would have covered all of it, right? And they would have probably lost millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Which means they have to, slowly build it back up again in terms of revenue.
I know. I don't know. I feel like I feel like I said earlier, though, I feel like things are slowly starting to change. I don't know. I just sense it. I have no kind of proof to that.
I would hope so, but
Yeah.
like I don't know, from what I've seen and heard from like people online and my friends, is just like, I don't know, they're not really liking the lineups that people are curating.
I mean, what are we today? It's early January, and we were just saying before, I've already been to 6 shows this year.
Yeah.
Like, the scene is better than it has been. Like, there is still a lot happening, but yeah, I guess.
I think people have to be more picky and choosy about where they go.
Yes.
Especially because of like how much it's all going to cost.
Yeah.
Because like for me, I would love to have gone to K-Tronada.
Yes.
I would have loved to go to Laneway. I can still go, but that's like something I have to figure out. But there's also like Olivia Dean's doing her own show.
Yes.
Dua Lipa's doing a show.
Yes.
Drake's coming.
I know.
Like JPEG Mafia, Denzel
You've
Curry.
gotta
Like these are all shows I want to go to.
Yeah.
But I also don't have a spare $4,000 to go to all of them.
So true. Yeah, so true.
Because why are they all coming at the same time?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know. I feel like we had nothing, and then all of a sudden we had every musical artist
Everyone
ever.
within 4
All at
months
the same
of each
time.
other. I mean, for me, living in Auckland, it's easy because I only have to pay for like a ticket and travel. But for someone who lives out of Auckland or out of, I don't know, like a flight away, again, at least a couple grand just to come and see.
Yeah, that's true.
Like an artist.
I know. I definitely consider myself very lucky living in New Zealand. That's for sure.
What's your thoughts on? Did you see Homegrown? Is its last show in Wellington?
Leaving the
this year?
Wellington. I was trying to pick apart this post, right? Because
Detective Dani.
yeah, she's on the case. They said they're leaving the Wellington waterfront. So I was like, hold up. Is it staying in Wellington, but it's just not going to be on the waterfront site?
Where else would it be?
I don't know. I don't know. Like in like a couple of...
I think people love the fact that it's on the waterfront, though.
I think so too. I do think after like looking into it, I reckon it's leaving Wellington.
Yeah. Because they said, or someone said, I saw a TikTok video of someone talking about it, and they were saying that they want to expand and just like the capacity of people just can't fit on the waterfront anymore.
Yeah, right.
Or like on that strip that they use.
Huge site.
It is, but like how many people go? Like 20,000 people maybe every year? I actually don't know what the capacity of Homegrown is, but it's a lot of people.
Yeah, I know.
And like Wellington, sorry, I need to get comfortable. Wellington is not the biggest place.
No, it's not.
In New Zealand. And I kind of hope they don't come to Auckland.
Yeah.
Because everything is in Auckland.
I know.
And it kind of sucks for people in Wellington who have such a great artistic scene, a great music scene, for them to lose another great festival.
It's a massive loss. And what is it? I think it's been there 18 years or something.
Yeah, something crazy.
My gut tells me it is going to be, Detective Dani's research says that it's going to be in Auckland, because you think about the amount of artists and the cost that it would take to fly, because the majority of the people, when you look at the lineups, they're based in Auckland.
Yeah.
They're flying everyone down from
someone
Auckland.
I'm going with Samvi and Varna.
Hey,
just so people know.
shut up.
Got them booked for it. But they pay for everyone's flights and accommodation. I don't know if I can say that, but
yeah. Oh
but,
yeah,
but
for
they
sure. And they have
a lot of other festivals don't do that, and that is a
exactly
lot of money for 50 artists who are all predominantly out of sight.
Totally, yeah, it's pretty cool. They like all kind of get on the same flights and stuff as well. Like the first 3 flights of the day or something, I think, are booked for homegrown artists. But yeah, homegrown would sink a lot of money into travel and
they would save a lot of money if they came to Auckland.
Exactly.
I get it, but like
exactly.
There's also a lot more competition up here though, because then you're fighting with Laneway, who's only a month out from it. You're fighting with
that's true.
I don't know, all the other festivals that come.
And all of a sudden, I mean, the clue's in the title, right? Homegrown is like New Zealand artists. All of a sudden, you're putting New Zealand artists, if it is in Auckland, up with internationals, because all the internationals come here. Yeah. So,
and it's just more
interesting.
I mean, more travel for people who live in the South Island, who live in the Lower North Island.
Yeah.
But, I think it's still cool. I like the fact Homegrown has been going for this long, and they have the opportunity to expand more, because they are the ones championing.
It's a hard word.
Championing.
You got it.
Championing local arts, and like local musicians. And they don't always pick like the big artists. They have a lot of big artists, but like they have some smaller artists.
Yeah.
Some artists who might be like on the come up.
Yeah.
Who have like still have a name, but
totally,
deserve a little bit of a
yes
of a spotlight put on them too.
Yeah, it's true.
Laneway Festival 2020.
Yeah.
The good old days.
Laneway, I did say earlier that Explore Festival is probably my favourite New Zealand festival. It's tied with Laneway. I've
Yeah.
got a long history with this festival. I love it. I love it. It also is such a good festival because it introduces you to other genres or niches.
Yes.
That's what I love about it. It doesn't
Yes.
stick to like, I mean, a lot of people probably have something to say about the 2025 lineup
Yeah.
and how it's like in a very specific genre. But it's such a good
That
festival.
I think for me, I agree. Laneway was always one of my one of my favorite festivals I've ever been to. For
Yeah.
that pure fact that it
Yes.
wasn't always massive artists. They had massive artists for sure, but like if you go early, you could like see and watch some amazing artists that now are huge.
Yeah.
I looked at this
Right.
Oliver Tree
I know.
in 2020.
I know. Rule.
It was on this lineup,
Yeah.
and he is huge
Mahalia.
now. Yeah, Mahalia. I love
The
Mahalia.
best. The
King
chats.
Gizzard.
I know.
Bro,
Yeah.
King Gizzard.
It's
Who
so
else is
good,
on
eh?
here? I can't even see.
Oh,
Earl
it's-
Sweatshirt was big at the time, I guess. Benny
Poppy
wasn't
Jack.
that big.
Yeah.
Coltrane, you
Yeah.
know. Baby No Money.
Yeah.
Before he had that massive TikTok song, I'm pretty sure.
Damn.
That might have been
Edamame.
after. Edamame.
Benny? Up
Benny,
there? Yeah, that's
yeah.
cool. Earl Sweatshirt?
Yeah.
Just glanced over
Earl
that.
Sweatshirt wasn't very good live, I'm not going to lie. This
Oh.
is my show. I wait till this one.
Oh,
He
let
wasn't
downs.
very good.
Yeah,
I was so excited to
No,
see.
actually, so did I. He was on the Rotunda stage, eh? Like the one that dips down heaps and you'll stand up on the hill.
Earl Sweatshirt.
Yeah.
He was on the one, the big one in the field. When it was at Albert Park. He was like, you know where
Yeah.
that carousel thing is?
Yeah, the Rotunda.
Yeah, is that what it's called?
Yeah,
Yeah. So he was
yeah.
on that one.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, this was a 1975 for me. I think I've seen them 5 times live.
Oh my
They are
you-
one of my.
Are you a Maddie Haley girl?
I'm a Maddie Healy girl through and through.
Oh,
I will never not love him.
no.
I know. Look, that tells you probably all you need to know about me, to be fair. But
Yeah.
nah, I love him. I don't know. He's just silly, goofy. I love it.
Gilly
Gilly.
Sufi.
Gilly's so funny. Don't call me out.
Yeah, but I
That's
one
too
Charlie
Wild. She's
in
coming back as a
2020.
headliner.
Was this Boom Clap days?
Yeah, it was. And Vroom Vroom.
Oh my god, bro.
Yeah, Laneway. So what was this? 2020.
Yeah.
We are now 2025. In case you didn't know, my first Laneway was 2015. 10 years ago.
God, you are old.
I know. No, don't.
How old was that in 2015? 9.
Oh my, no, you weren't.
No, I wasn't.
Oh my god,
In
million hours.
2015, I was 17.
Yeah.
So would have been the first one I maybe would have been able to go to.
Yeah.
I would have
Yeah.
just turned. Oh, maybe I would have just turned. No.
No,
No,
December.
2016 would have been my first
2016.
one. I would have gone to.
Yeah, no, 2015. I saw.
Was that the one with like Flume and Chet Faker and
Yes. And funny story about that. So I went to the 2016 one.
that was
I
Silent
think
Park, right?
It was Silo Park.
Yeah.
Loved it at Silo Park. I outgrew it pretty quickly though because they're having Flume and Chet Faker.
Yeah.
I really wanted to go see Flume. I was in the second year of dating my now husband.
Mm-hmm.
2016 Laneway, and he convinced me not to see Flume and to go and see an act called Purity Ring, who were playing at
Yeah.
the same time. I was dark. I was like, oh man, I really like this guy though. Like I've got to. He's more of a music fan than me. Putting it out there, like he's just like is obsessed with music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, went to see Purity Ring. Honestly, one of the best acts I've ever
Really?
seen live, still to this day. They were amazing. He cried, I cried. Like it was like
I don't even know if I know any Purity Ring songs.
you
Like,
probably
the
will.
name sounds familiar, but I don't know if I could like name a single song from them.
They are insane.
Going
and
to them over Flume is wild though,
yeah,
especially at that time.
right. I know. I was regretting it too when I was standing there. I was like, man, I've made the wrong call. But this, like, I still talk about that act to this day. They had these amazing lights that when you see, like, we looked up the live shows and stuff after we'd seen them at Laneway, and they're like these like fluid light kind of strings that hang from the roof. And for all of their other shows, they were just a part of the stage. So they were in front of the lights, in the middle of the lights, and they were just kind of like a background element, right? But the stage that they were on at Laneway was obviously too small, so the lights took up the whole stage. But because of that, they made it like part of their set, and they would like move through the lights and like move them and pop out of the, and it was just the most like ethical, like ethereal, like amazing. Ethical was
It was
pretty
so
ethical
ethical,
too.
guys.
It was just like it was so cool. I kind of like I even talking about it, I get goosebumps. Like, it
Goosebumps.
was just insane. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So would you say they were your favorite act you've ever seen at Laneway?
I think
Because
probably.
how many have you been to? I've only been to 2.
I've been to every laneway in existence. So, well,
That's up to 10 years, right?
Since 2015, and there's been a couple of breaks, but yeah, it would have been like 8 or 9 laneways. Lanyards.
So what? Do you have like a top 3 or top 5 acts you've ever seen at Laneway? Because there have been some amazing headliners.
There have been some amazing headliners.
Mine would have been Anderson .Paak in 2018.
Yeah.
2018 would have been, but then I had to get time off work, and I thought I had time off, so I bought a ticket, and then
that's so upsetting.
I found out I had work.
That's so upsetting.
And then I didn't actually have work, and I had sold my ticket by then.
So you just had to sit there and watch everyone else go, and you're like,
yeah. And Anderson .Paak is my favorite artist of all time.
Is he?
Well, not of all time, but he has been my top artist on Spotify. Maybe
God.
like 4 of the past 6 years.
Oh, I get behind that. What's your favorite Anderson .Paak song?
Oh, that's a great question. It has to be something off Malibu.
Malibu, amazing.
Put Me Through is great.
I love Put Me Through.
Heart Don't Stand a Chance.
Yes.
That is probably my favorite one.
Yeah.
But redeeming factor, I saw Anderson .Paak live 2019.
At Spark,
2019 at Spark.
Yeah.
Which was his first ever arena show. So.
Yes. I think Purity Ring definitely has to go down because that was so unexpectedly iconic. Glass Animals. I'm a huge
This was
Glass
before they
Animals fan.
blew up on TikTok too.
It was before they blew up. And again, they were
Was
at the
that
Rotunda stage.
2018?
Oh, don't ask me years. Honestly, I couldn't even tell you what year last year was. I'm like, 2013? No.
2024 was last year. Guys.
No, so we saw Flight Facilities.
Cool.
And then on the same stage directly after was Glass Animals. And I was barrier for both of those acts. It was insane. And Dave, the lead singer, that's where I really truly fell in love with him. He came out wearing bare feet. And he had this like little like pineapple shaker. I was just like, what the hell? Sick. This dude's so chill. So cool.
Just a chill guy.
He's just a chill guy. And then I went and researched him, and he like dropped out of med school to pursue music. Has become a superstar. And I love them. I've seen them a couple of times now. Sick. So Glass Animals, Purity Ring. Oh gosh, I'd really struggle to pick a third one. 1975.
1975 were amazing that year.
Epic.
That was so epic.
I might have to come back to you on the third. There's just been so many.
Okay, for me, there's so many.
Yeah. So
I had to get. Yes. Okay, shut up. Fuck you. 1975 were definitely up there.
Yeah.
Florence and the Machine.
Okay.
Which I think was the year before.
Yeah, it was good.
They were great.
Yeah.
Florence and the Machine. Georgia Smith.
Yes.
I think she was 2019 as well. She was great. Masego.
Like an angel. Yeah.
Masego was 2019. I was a massive Masego fan at the time. Who else was? Denzel Curry, I think was 2019 as well. That was really fucking cool. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough to remember all the artists that went.
It is, I know.
Like some of them now, like Mahalia is one of my favorite artists.
Yeah.
I listen to all the time.
Yeah.
She's great. Tones and I. Oh my god.
Yeah. Wild. Right down the bottom row. Oh, no, I'm really looking forward to Laneway this year as well.
Yeah, I'm not
Charlie. How do you feel about the Charlie craze?
I'm for it.
Yeah?
I'm for it, man. Like, as much... I think she's grown a lot since this time, the Boom Clap days.
Yeah.
But, like, I want to go just for the pure fact her set looks fucking sick.
I know.
I've been seeing videos on TikTok, and I'm like, dude, I have to be there.
As in her set list or her production?
All of it.
Yeah. I'm a little bit worried that we're not going to get the full production. But, I mean, beggars can't be choosers, right? We have to see a
This is her only shows in Oz and New Zealand.
But they never bring their whole set to a festival, artist. So that's...
It's still going to be sick.
It's still going to be sick. And also, brat culture is, like, making use of... Like, she has a bloody banner that just falls down at the start. It's nothing high-tech, which is sick. I mean, obviously,
let's
she's
have
also
about
got some
Brat
pretty
Summer, guys.
high-tech stuff. Brat Summer, Brat Winter.
Yeah.
Laneway this year, I reckon, is sick as well.
If I do go, is I want to see Biba Doobie.
Yes.
I think Biba Doobie's so sick.
Yeah, she's really cool.
Great singer, great tunes. Remy Wolf up there as well.
Remy Wolf. That's probably like on one of my hit lists for this festival, I reckon.
Okay, talking about all of our favorite acts that we've seen at Laneways.
Yes.
I think a very fun game to play would be to build our own dream festival lineup.
I knew you were going to say that. I find that so hard.
It's going to be difficult. Do we have... We should set some stipulations.
Yeah.
Because I could list off 12 to 100 people.
I know. This is the problem.
Are we doing dead or alive or just currently alive?
Currently alive. To
Currently
make it
alive.
easier.
Okay. Does this have to be in New Zealand or can this be anywhere?
Anywhere. I reckon it could be literally anywhere you want, like anywhere in the whole
universe?
world. Yeah, whole universe.
On the rings
One
of
up me.
Saturn.
Would you actually do it on the rings of Saturn? Can you breathe?
No.
Oh.
It's in space, bro.
Well, I don't know. I've never been.
I don't think anyone's ever been. I'm not going to lie.
Okay, rings of Saturn.
So
Drops of Jupiter.
I'm I need 30 seconds to Mars. I'm gonna just go 5 artists because
Okay.
I think if we do like a full lineup,
I'm stressed.
you pick 5
It's
artists.
like, yeah, picking a child.
Like
a favorite child.
my festival lineup is gonna have no cohesion to it whatsoever.
Yeah, no,
It's
never.
literally just gonna be 5 of my favorite artists
Let's
of all
go.
time and now.
All
No.
time or right now?
Both.
Okay.
Number 1, the best Jackson to ever grace music. Janet. Janet Jackson is
I
the
love
best
it.
Jackson to ever grace music. You can fight me about this if you want to. You will lose. I love Janet Jackson. Janet Jackson will be there
I love this. Okay.
if she actually comes because she always cancels her shows and festivals. So,
she does.
but you know she's gonna make it to this one because it's gonna be on the rings of Saturn.
Mm-hmm.
Janet Jackson, Paramore.
Ooh, yeah, nice.
Paramore.
Okay.
I would love to see Paramore live.
I just love
For that.
Hayley Williams too.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Paramore, Poppy.
Mm-hmm.
I've been the biggest Poppy fanboy for the past year because of Will.
Yeah, nice. Shout out Will. I know one. You talk about her all the time. She's on the wall.
Kehlani. Yo, but she's coming to New Zealand, so Kehlani, give me a ticket. Surely. Kehlani. I really want to keep naming more. I'm trying to think of like more of like an older one that I used to love. As like a kid. Just to like heal my inner child.
Yeah.
Because I would have been able to see them live.
Mm-hmm.
Does this? I don't know if this will count. Destiny's Child, if they were to do like a reunion, they're all alive, but Destiny's Child doesn't really exist anymore.
No, it counts. They did a Coachella reunion like 2 or 3 years ago, right? So
yeah,
that
come
counts.
do another reunion on the Rings of
Yeah.
the Rings of Saturn.
Rings of Saturn.
Okay, so
Hell
who
yeah.
did I say? Janet Jackson, Destiny's Child, Poppy, Paramore, Kehlani. What a weird mix of music.
Yeah, but I love it.
Yeah.
That's so good. Okay, even while you were still speaking, I haven't actually decided who my dream festival lineup would be. I know you think that I'm probably going to say Taylor Swift.
Yeah, because I know you are.
But I don't think I'm going to.
Is it because you've already seen her?
Yeah, I've already seen her. I mean, all of the artists that I would put on here, I think I've already seen.
So why isn't Taylor Swift going to be on there?
I don't think she's a festival setting kind of gal. I think she's like
too big for that.
She's too big.
Yeah, low key.
She is. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Who's your first house?
I'm torn. I feel like every month, if I had to answer this question, it would change every single
100%.
month. Yeah.
I want Bryson Tiller on mine, but
Oh, yeah?
I can't have 6 that I love Bryson Tiller.
Okay. Here's my list. If I had to try and narrow it down. Eminem, we talked about it before. Ultimate fangirl, have been forever. I think he would be pretty high.
You want Nim Nim on?
I want
you
Nim
want Nim Nim on your lineup, bro?
Yeah, I do.
Wait, where's your setting first? Where's your show gonna be?
I reckon we're all on we're in the what do you call it? We're in the salt flats in the ocean, and we're all on barges.
Okay.
And there's barges for
Nim Nim on a barge.
Yeah, all the artists, and then for all of the plebs, like the observers.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. So that's my setting. Nim Nim Eminem. I think I'd probably have to say Bring Me the Horizon currently.
Mm-hmm.
Big fan, always have been, probably always will be. A Day to Remember, they're just like my classic. I will never not love them. Nostalgia, man, I could talk about this forever. Nostalgia just hits differently. Singing, when I sing along to those songs, I just pictured little 16-year-old Dani in her bedroom, just
I have another answer really wanted to
absolutely
mine.
obsessed with a band and music. So I think they always have to be on there. The 1975 are probably pretty close. They're like a fail-safe option for me. If I ever get in the car and I'm like, I don't know what to listen to, 1975, they're just easy. I love their stuff. And
how many artists is that? 3?
Eminem, Bring Me the Horizon,
Day to Remember.
1975.
You got one more.
Honestly, right now, and this answer would change in a couple of months, Sabrina Carpenter. I'm so into her stuff right now. I did see her open for Taylor Swift,
yeah.
which was awesome.
That's a crazy opener.
But
to have
yeah,
as well, by the way.
and her short and sweet tour that she's on currently,
Yeah.
insane. Like the
Yeah.
production for that is absolutely
It looks
unreal. I haven't
sick.
seen anything like it because she's a Disney child, so she brings
Yeah.
so much theatrics to her stuff. I think it's
Disney
so
children.
cool. So yeah, that's probably my festival. Again, real niche.
Yeah.
Well,
And then,
real-
so just a
not very
overview
niche, they're all
again
very
of what
popular.
your festival is.
So it would be A Day to Remember, Bring Me the Horizon, Eminem, the 1975, and Sabrina Carpenter.
All on barges in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
Okay. We've just been given the light
Okay.
to wrap this up now.
Okay,
I think
we're
this
gonna
is a
stop
good
talking.
point
Yeah.
to kind of, to end this episode.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone that's listening or
Thanks,
watch.
guys.
You can listen to us on Spotify and
Yeah.
what is
And
that?
Apple Music. We'll be on socials.
Yeah, follow us on TikTok,
Talk to
on
us.
Instagram
Yeah.
at For the Fans Poddy,
Yeah.
which is PODDY,
Yes.
because all the other good handles were taken.
Yeah. And just because we're young and cool.
Yeah.
And also, I just want to get real for a second. And this is half of the reason why I kind of did Dani Land's music. But like, I just love talking to people. Also half the reason why I'm here talking to you. But like, we want to talk to you guys as well. So yeah, let's chat. Like I could spend my whole life just like chatting music to friends and strangers and everyone on the
I
internet.
agree.
So.
If you have any suggestions for things we can talk about,
Yes.
chuck in the comments, DM us, whatever.
Yes.
And I guess that's For the Fans episode 1.
100%. Thanks for listening.
Later.